Hi and welcome. You find me in the car again. I'm on my way to a skate session, and today I'm actually going to be doing something I haven't done in a very long time, which is skating a vert ramp. It's been quite some time, I think several months. It's going to be weird because times in the past when I have gone a long time without skating a vert ramp, it's taken me a long time to reacclimatize. So I think today is going to be an awful lot of kick turns. But I have to treat it like, it's something I haven't done before or for a very long time. The other slightly weird thing is that it's not the average vert ramp. It's actually quite small for a vert ramp, which means it's tighter. And for me, that means it's a bit more difficult. I don't like that kind of cramped feeling of tighter ramps. And, when it's a vert ramp and you're going up very high, it just adds to my kind of uncomfortable feeling. On the bigger ramps, I feel more comfortable pumping and in the lower kind of sections, but I, struggle to do any tricks or anything, where the coping is involved. So there's pros and cons for both, but I suppose for getting back into things, this ramp's ideal. And really everything I ever learned I probably did on this ramp, so it is the ideal ramp. This video might end up being incredibly boring because I'm basically starting all over again, or it certainly feels like I'm starting all over again. Because of that, there's not going to be much in the way of tricks. But I think the key factor is today that if I feel okay about it, I might start coming and skating vert again. It's something I did much more in the winter last year and the year before. I don't even know that I actually skated vert that much last winter, but certainly in previous years, it was more about skating indoors at this vert ramp in the winter than outside in bowls, which is what I've mainly been doing all of this year. One reason why I kind of stopped skating the vert was really the injury factor, or the potential injury factor. I hadn't sort of progressed very far, wasn't doing anything very good, but learning new things came with a lot higher risk. And, even trying to do tricks that I can already do on mini ramps, it's a much higher risk. And I was finding that if I came off, or even bailing quite a lot, it was painful to bail to a certain extent. You got to get it just right to sort of bail into the wall. And quite often these things are unplanned, and so getting on the wall was tough when you're bailing out. And if you happen to have to jump off, say from, I don't know, an axle stall or a 50-50 or something, if you jump too far away from the coping, you're going down into the flat bottom and, or at least the bottom of the transition, and it's quite painful on your feet and your legs, knees, joints, all of that stuff. If I kind of hurt myself a little bit during a vert session, it would sort of ruin my skating for the rest of the week, which was annoying because I like to skate a few times a week. So yeah, it was kind of like damage limitation, I guess. So I really don't know how this is going to go, and I might end up feeling the same way. But to a certain extent, it's dipping my toe back in the water and seeing whether it's something that I want to pursue and carry on skating vert, progressing maybe in some way or other. So yeah, this is the tester. So I'm gonna go and skate, and I will perhaps report back at the end of the session or tomorrow and let you know how it went. I'll obviously be showing you whatever minuscule footage there is and whether it went all right, how I felt about it, and this will be kind of maybe the benchmark as to whether I continue further. So let's go. Right, so I think that went pretty much exactly how I thought it would. I'm starting all over again. My balance was really off. It was weird. The transition feels weird. Although I can still get up the wall and do backside slash grinds, didn't take me too long to be doing that. Pumping was a bit weird to start with, and I was conscious that I was squatting down too much as I went up the wall, which meant that I wasn't getting as high. As soon as I kind of realized that and I started to stand up a bit as I went up the wall, the pumping became a hell of a lot easier, something that I completely forgot. And you kind of squat and stay hunched down when you get high up the wall because you start to get the weightless thing. It's a bit of a safety measure a lot of the time. It's that self-preservation mechanism quite often where, you know, you kind of hunkering down, but actually if you stand up and feel the flow as you go up the wall and start to stand up higher as you go up the wall, you don't have to work so hard and the pumps aren't as hard, and you can start to sort of feel a bit more comfortable. With doing that, I mistimed some pumps, which completely kind of sacked the run. And when I do something like that where I mistime a pump, it kind of ruins the run completely because it just throws me off. So there's a lot of that. Tricks wise, there was nothing. There was backside slash grinds. Tried a few frontside kick turns and sort of wasn't brave enough to go particularly high with those because I've been notoriously bad at doing frontside things on things that are very high. So I didn't really spend much time on that. And I got tired. It was a 2-hour session and I got tired. My legs were hurting because it's a lot more effort to be pumping and staying up high on vert than it is to be riding mini ramps. It's just a lot more effort and a lot harder. So I forgot how burned out you get. And I used to do like 4-hour sessions on a Tuesday night. So yeah, it's going to be slow if I'm going to try and get back into this. I'm still unsure. I mean, I think I still need to keep my toe in the water, but I also feel like I worked so hard to get somewhere in the past that it's a shame to give it up. But the major thing that I completely forgot about, and it came right back round again, was my fear of heights and dropping in. I don't have a fear of the actual drop in. I have a fear of standing up high on the coping and putting my foot on the board. Once I've got my foot on the board, I'm kind of good to go. I've talked about this an awful lot in the past. It's completely irrational. It's some kind of vertigo. Although I can stand on the coping just fine, it's standing on the coping on one leg that is the freaky thing that I think I can't get round. So it's like standing on one leg, i.e. with my foot on the tail over the coping, standing on one leg and lifting that foot up to put it on the board to go. That is the real problem. And yep, it just came right back again and we're back to square one. So I thought I was getting better at handling that. I was kind of like tricking myself into that the last time I was skating here or in vert ramps in general. But it's been so long, you know, it's been months. So I absolutely am starting again from scratch. I guess that's inevitable. It's been months since I've been there. So that's it. I don't know if I'm going to try and make this a regular thing or not. I'm still not sure. It was a good time to come because the session was quite quiet. I don't need like hype and shouting and all that going on around me when I've got the heebie-jeebies. So a quiet session is my thing. And I always preferred that. You know, I don't like really raucous sessions because I feel uncomfortable as it is. So I don't need hardcore kind of like snake sessions. It used to get like that a while back, you know, a year or so ago, maybe 2 years ago when I was coming here. And to be honest, it really put me off and I didn't want to come. And that meant I wasn't going to be skating vert. So that's one reason why I haven't been skating vert. I just don't need it. Fair enough if other people thrive off that and enjoy it. So that's what I do. I remove myself rather than changing everybody else's session. I just remove myself. That's a personal thing. I don't know what the future is for me in vert skating, but I'll still keep coming here occasionally. Anyway, that's enough talking. Hope you find it remotely interesting. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button because that's what is going to help me to spread the word of my videos. There are a lot of other people out there in the same kind of situation as me, and I'm sure they'll find the videos interesting, useful, whatever. 80% of the people that watch my videos, like consistently, like every video, 80% of the people aren't subscribed. And so maybe they only come here once. I don't know. I need to look at the metrics actually. So maybe the videos are so bad that they don't want to come back. Who knows? But if you hit the thumbs up, it'll be shown to more people. If you're here and you've been here more than a couple of times, hit the subscribe. And I will see you again soon. But thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you're in the same situation and take it easy. Thanks.